What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Sly Geordie, and welcome back to some more F1 25 driver career mode for the Spanish Grand Prix of Season 3. But if you missed last episode at Imola, it was another weekend where it felt good, but we weren't as good as we felt, obviously. Another P5 following Bahrain, which was already surprising in itself, but Imola went a lot better. We qualified a lot better, even though it was only P6. We ended up getting a P5 by the end of the race. Could have been a P4, I'm pretty sure. But, you know, yeah, it was really close to a P4, actually. But, yeah, we just didn't have the pace at the end of the day, didn't have the DRS to play with. And, yeah, ended up getting outclassed by the Ferraris and McLarens. And Alexander Albon in the Williams got a big result. In fact, Williams got a huge upgrade going into Imola, and yeah, that clearly paid dividends. They were also the quickest car on track, judging by Albon's fastest lap. But yeah, now we go into Spain, which we've not had the greatest of records at. A P10 in Season 1, and then in Season 2 it was a P7, and that P7 was our worst result of the season when we won the championship. So I'm not really looking forward to Spain. If this is anything to go by, there's a good chance we might not score points at all. But judging by people, you know, speaking of people that aren't scoring points, look at how bad Mercedes are doing. They're not really that far away from the likes of Red Bull and Alpine. Hey, what's up, WJC? It's been a while. They're not far away from the likes of Alpine and Red Bull, but seeing Mercedes all the way down there in P8 is certainly extremely surprising. In terms of the constructors, McLaren and Ferrari seem to be well ahead of us. There's a good chance that Piastri might overtake us and put us into P5. So this might actually look to be one of our worst seasons yet. We did manage a P4 in the V-Carb, mainly down to the Ferrari's inconsistencies. And of course, their inconsistency, along with McLaren's inconsistency throughout the season, netted us a pretty easy championship win in Season 2, but there has been no such inconsistency, maybe a little bit from Piastri, but Verstappen's right back. I mean, other than that one P10 finish in China, Verstappen has been probably one of the best performing drivers of the season, and Piastri hasn't been too bad neither. He just got really unlucky in Imola, so maybe we got a bit lucky to get that P5 in Imola, who knows. But it's now time to move on towards the Spanish Grand Prix. We've got some, we got 1,150 R&D points, so I'm actually going to spend that on a chassis upgrade, and a pretty important one at that. We're going to rush this one because it's only a 25% failure chance, so let's go for it, see if we can get it before Canada. Of course, we're always looking to improve the chassis. In terms of everything else, I'm not really too fussed. It just seems as though when these cars are balanced out, the Aston Martin just feels naturally pretty whack anyway. But without further ado, it's now time to head on over to the Spanish Grand Prix. I'm going to get the stream up on my phone. McLaren have had another part removed as per the balancing out the field rule set. So yeah, my hair is all over the place at the back right now. I've just washed it, so yeah, that might bother me, but whatever, I don't care right now. Anyway, there we go. And as usual, I will be streaming a second time tonight as well, doing Bloodborne, so if anyone's interested in that, stick around. So, we've got a pretty nice weekend once again, other than FP3, that's in the rain, but I don't care about FP3. In terms of the actual conditions in the qualifying and the race, looks like we've just got sunny skies in sunny Spain, so that's pretty cool. Now looking at the R&D tree, just to look and see how close everybody's getting. McLaren still bringing in upgrades for Spain. I don't really understand how the whole balancing out the field works. It doesn't seem as though we're actually getting closer to McLaren at all. If anything, McLaren have gotten further away. Playing Jedi Survivor right now is so difficult. Mate, you should try playing a Souls game, which I am playing tonight, Bloodborne. So be sure to check out that stream. But yeah, I thought we were balancing out the field. It says at the bottom, the team currently top of the performance chart is required to remove one upgrade at random each race weekend. But yeah, McLaren, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they brought in like 2 upgrades and they only have to take in 1. I don't know, but it doesn't seem to be balancing out the field at all right now. Funnily enough, actually, Alpine have brought in another upgrade, and Ferrari are now the 5th best car on the grid according to the R&D chart. But I mean, look at how close everybody is, and that's actually just zoomed in and not zoomed out. It zoomed out in season 1, and then it just zooms closer and closer. So we're actually like probably heavily balanced with those cars, and to be fair, not that far away from McLaren, but still, you know, McLaren shouldn't be gaining on the rest of the field. But yeah, very, very interesting going into this weekend, that is for sure. We've had some secret meetings as well. The first one I think was with McLaren, and then we had the first one was with Williams, I'm pretty sure, and then a recent one was with McLaren. I don't really see myself going to either of those teams. Williams I'm trying to avoid for this game because I always go for Williams. That's my team, obviously. So I think we'll do Williams for F1 26 or something. We'll probably do Audi for F1 26 or the 26 DLC. But we'll also do Williams, probably move to Williams from Audi. I don't know, but I don't know where we're going to go, because I know we're not being at Aston for another season after this.
Welcome to Spain. It's a track they know oh so very well. It still remains a very important free practice session, though.
Well, this is my worst track performance-wise, according to the career mode. We don't seem to do well here at all. Again, it was our worst result last season in our championship winning season, and we don't seem to be going anywhere near the championship this season, so this is definitely, it could be a pretty harsh race weekend. So let's do a couple of practice programs. We've got track acclimatization, we've got race strategy as well. So we haven't had track acclimatization all season, so I actually want to do that right now. Let's go.
Okay, track's green right now, so take a few laps to get the tyres up to temp and get yourself in the zone.
Hell yeah. I'm really enjoying playing this game again now that we're live streaming it instead of recording. I love recording and editing and all that. Like, I'm really proud of those videos, but after a while, especially with how long we do, how long it takes those episodes to get out. I mean, we spent most of 2025 just recording and editing 2 seasons. You get really tired of it eventually. And I just want to play the game. I don't want to worry about, like, recording and editing or whatever. Yeah, this has always been a pretty difficult track for me. We'll see what we can do this weekend. We should be looking at replacing some engine parts within the next couple of Grand Prix. I think they can last until halfway through the season, though. Durability seems to be really, really high. Of course, we'll be getting new regulations at the end of this season, as we didn't get any last season, so that will be interesting. Oh, yeah, we should probably burn some of this ERS if we can. Alright, here we go. So we've got 3 laps of track acclimatization, and then we need to get back into the pits to do race strategy. Car doesn't feel awful on these hards. I mean, that particular set of corners is the most important part, just to see how the car performs, because it's very stressful on the tyres and the car in general. So we'll see how these Imola upgrades do. I feel like they did pretty well around Imola, but of course all the other cars are also putting their upgrades in, especially Williams put some really important upgrades in for Imola, so you know, we'll just have to see how our car does around here in particular. I really want to know how the 2026 cars are going to feel. I'm actually really excited for that season. I've been waiting for that for years, and I mean, a lot of us have, to be fair, as Formula 1 fans, but I'm particularly excited for the game, you know? Like, are they going to change the handling to this, or are they just going to, like, port over the cars and stuff, and it's just going to feel like F1 25? That would be really disappointing if they did that. If it feels exactly like this game, just with a different chassis. Surely they wouldn't do that, right? Because, you know, the ERS, I think, is going to be different. The DRS is not a thing. We're going to have a completely different thing altogether. We'll have to find out what they do. I'm excited though, man. I wonder how much the DLC is going to be. I bet it's going to be like 30 quid or something like that, like half price of the game. Can't imagine it'll be that expensive. We're looking pretty quick so far, quicker than Norris, which is a big deal. The car feels alright, but you know, you never really know until you can compare against the other teams. Stroll's gone quicker than Norris. Maybe Norris had a really bad lap or something. He's gone quicker than Stroll now, but not quicker than me. And that was our quickest lap there, and I wasn't even using as much ERS at all. So we actually, I mean, compared to Lando at least, seem to have some pretty good pace, which is a big deal.
Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm just going to burn some ERS now. If I keep holding it too much, the energy store gets depleted a lot more. So that's why I got to spend it. Alright, car feels pretty good on hards, I won't lie. It's just going to feel better and better as we move on to softer tyres. But yeah, Mercedes are the worst they've ever been. 8th in the Constructors, only 20 points, and Russell has all 20 of them. Antonelli has not scored a single point so far this season. Which is interesting to say the least. He never really did that bad in the first couple of seasons, at least I didn't notice anyway. Anyway, time for us to now move on to the mediums and get started on our race strategy.
Okay guys, everyone be aware, the car's ready to go.
Alright. But yeah, I've got no idea what team we're going to go to for Season 4. I still don't know whether I'm going to continue the My Team series or not. I probably will, right? We seem to be getting through this season pretty quick. I just want enough time to be able to do one more season of this until, like, before F1 26 comes out. Or at least the DLC, I mean. Like, will that come out at the same time as the game would, usually? Or, you know, is the fact that it's a DLC mean it could come out early? I don't know, man. None of us really know. There's been no announcement since they announced that it's a thing, so we just gotta wait and see. But I'm hoping I can get, obviously we'll get this season done, and then we'll see about doing a My Team season, and then finishing off this series after that. I mean, we only do like 16 race seasons, so it shouldn't be too bad, right? I only want to do one season of My Team, just to see what it's all about, really. And then I might do I think I'll definitely do more for F1 26. That's for sure. We get a new track as well, Madrid. Looks absolutely awful in my opinion, but we'll see how it performs in game. But it doesn't look like there's going to be any opportunity to overtake. It looks a lot like Jeddah, to be fair, but worse. It's like Monaco meets Jeddah. Norris is still out on those hards. Hopefully he doesn't give me too much dirty air. I'm already struggling with this race strategy program, I can't lie. I think he is giving me dirty air, I don't know. Yeah, these are going to be the fastest the cars will get in the My Team. It's usually how long it takes. It only takes a couple of seasons, and then you get like every single upgrade possible, and the cars are maxed out. So I'm looking forward to the regulations at the end of the season, but I think our 4th season on this game will likely be our last one, at least on this iteration of the game. Of course, F1 26 is a DLC, so we'll practically be playing the same game just with new cars, is interesting. So we'll do a lot more than 4 seasons on this game overall. Albon's looking quick. Alright, 3 laps down. It's no good. Alright, last lap, let's go. Definitely should ERS around that right-hander, that's for sure. I'll have to remember that for qualifying. I don't remember if I ever did that in the previous seasons, but it definitely saves us a lot of time if we do that.
Okay, test complete, and that was a really good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that. Well done. Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
Alright. Well, that's practice done. That's 9 laps of practice, a lot more than we usually do, but that's only because we had track acclimatization as well, which I like to do with the hards. Okay. Just gone 9 o'clock, alright. Yeah, we can finish this session now.
And that's it. Practice is officially
Wow,
over.
Yuki went 2/10 quicker than us on the mediums. He did set a lap after us though, so track evolution could have played a role, but I don't know, man. Spain has never been a good track for us in this particular game, so it is what it is. Alright, let's get these R&D points for tyre management, and then that's us done with practice. There we go. Lovely. Right, done. So we go to quick practice and then we immediately leave. Not wasting any engine parts here. Alright. Not as much R&D points as I genuinely thought. It does take us a while to get as many resource points as I think we should be getting. But I do have them on standard. We could be getting more, but you know, that would be unfair towards the other teams. Alright. Well, let's see what we can get anyway, right? Never know, there could be some discounts, but... yeah, powertrain and durability nearly maxed out. Aero and chassis are still not quite there. Okay, so we got 1,450 there. 1,093. Yeah, they're all over, well over 1,000. What about Aero? Probably about the same. Not too far away from the DRS maximum slot gap, to be fair, but we're the second best in terms of Aero anyway. So it's like, why do I need to worry about any of this right now? We could actually buy... Oh no, we can't. Never mind. But yeah, in terms of powertrain, we're nearly maxed out. In terms of durability... Durability might be the only... Oh no, McLaren aren't too far ahead of us, actually. I was going to say it might be the only reason why we're not ahead of McLaren. McLaren's even worse in terms of the powertrain. They just seem to be the best in terms of the chassis by a decent amount. And are also the best in terms of aero. So we just need to catch up a little bit more in the chassis department, right? And then, yeah, we got that arriving in 3 days. So before Canada. So there's a good chance we might be the best team going into Canada. Who knows? Canada's always been a good track for us in terms of like a comeback, whatever. Especially in terms of like having the most powerful powertrain on the grid. Both Season 1 for F1 24 and 25 proved to be pretty good for us. But anyway, here's the important part. Spanish qualifying. Let's do it.
It's a Catalonian qualifying for you today. Welcome along to Spain, to Barcelona, and wherever you are in the world, do you feel the need? The need for speed?
Shut up, man. Please change that line. That's a gorgeous helmet. I'm not sure if it suits the Aston Martin overalls, though. Maybe we could have gone a little closer to the Aston green, but whatever. It is what it is. Okay, let's just get a lap out right away. Turn this right down. In terms of, let's put brake pressure to 100%, and then put this down. We'll go about here, I think. See how that feels. Just to have the car be a little bit more nimble.
Okay, engines fired up, we're set.
Okay. Shouldn't have to worry about tyre temps too much. It seems to be a bit of a cooler day in Spain, but the softs are going to be really easy to warm up. All I got to figure out is how I'm going to manage my ERS throughout this lap. That's the important thing. Alright, here we go. Ah, that's not good. Definitely lost time there.
We've dropped to P15.
That's the best we could do. Still not quicker than the McLarens and Ferraris, unfortunately.
Right, let's have you in at the end of this lap, please.
I know a couple of areas where we could have improved, but I don't know. We seem to be pretty far away from the top three regardless, and yeah, I don't know who's first. It's either Norris or Verstappen that haven't set a lap yet, but I guarantee you that they would push us down to P5. Kick Sauber again, really good one lap pace.
Okay,
One of the worst
we've
cars
only
in the
got
grid in
one
terms
lap
of R&D,
remaining.
but it doesn't seem to matter. They are pretty quick. But we don't know how many people have set a lap. It's still really early in quali right now, so we'll have to see how we do on our final lap. Okay. Okay, P6. Oh wow, that is not what I expected to see, I won't lie. Where are the other guys? They've not set a lap, okay, but wow, Leclerc and Piastri out-qualified by both, well, Ocon and Behrman, high-flying. Callie Mayer, good lap from her. But Carlos Sainz, in his home country, is provisional P1. Red Bull looking quick. Aiden Jackson, P3. Red Bull always have a good time at Spain, for sure. Max Verstappen, he's always been pretty good at this particular track. That's P2 for him. Still 2/10 behind Carlos Sainz, though. That is very, very interesting. Extremely interesting. Look at that. Wow. Look at that top 10. We've got quite a ways to go to even catch up to Antonelli yet, but obviously that's down to track evolution perhaps. But look at that. Sainz a whole 3/10 ahead of Max Verstappen. He's already set his second lap though, so I think that's a bit of a mistake from Carlos Sainz. But I mean, being 3/10 ahead of the rest of the field, that's got to be confidence, man. He's got to have so much confidence. Oliver Behrman really high up. Gasly, Jackson, Mayer. So Red Bull actually look decent. Leclerc not doing well. McLaren not doing well at all. So maybe R&D really starting to come into play though. Play finally, who knows. But a bunch of drivers now heading out. I think we better start heading out as well.
All clear the garage, please. Cars ready to leave.
Right, just behind a Mercedes here. I don't know if anybody else is coming out. There's Antonelli. Alright, this is the important part.
And that's P13, P13.
Yeah, that corner in particular, I want to get better on this lap. Just got to put in the best possible lap that we can. Got a P6 last time out in Imola in quali. Let's see how we do in Spain, which is again usually our weakest track, so not one I'm particularly looking forward to. Bit on the curve there, that's not good. Big gains in that particular section. Four tenths gained. What does that get us? Wow. No improvement whatsoever. Why does everybody ask that question? Why does it matter if I've got traction control on or not? Alright. No improvement. Where would we have been then?
We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
Jesus, we would have been around like we would have been like P16 had we not improved. So we only really overtook like 2 cars. The Aston's just crap. I think that's what it is. Because the field is getting closer and closer. And so it just comes down to the car's individual quirks. And I know in terms of like the sim racers, the guys who do Creator Series or, you know, esports, whatever, they say the Aston Martin's one of the worst, but, you know, I don't think it would serve too much of a difference, but, I mean, it clearly does. The Aston is just crap. I guess it's like a heavier car or something. It does definitely feel heavy, but it's been a couple of seasons since we drove a different car, so... yeah, that is not good. P13 is... I don't think that's our worst quali position of the season, though. I think that was Australia, but we didn't even set a second lap in Australia, so... yeah, P13 on probably my weakest circuit. It's not good. I did say there's a good chance we might not even score points. So that gives me general overview on skill and difficulty. Well, I have the difficulty on 104, which I've turned up twice from our championship winning season in Season 2. A lot of the other drivers were really inconsistent there. If you look at particularly Leclerc, Verstappen and Piastri, very inconsistent. And then, yeah, we were just better than Norris that season. But now that we turned the difficulty up, we're starting to struggle a little bit. Piastri is most likely going to overtake us for 4th, so P5 looks to be our peak right now, which isn't the greatest. Let's go then. 23 laps at Catalonia. Historically our most difficult track in both qualifying and the race, so I'm not confident. Let's just try and score points and see where we can go from there. But yeah, we got a P10 in the V-Carb in Season 1, and then Spain was our worst result of the season, P7, in our championship winning season last season. So I'm not confident, especially after that qualifying. So, yeah, here we go. We wouldn't have even done well if I kept it on the original difficulty of 102 that we had last season. That's how difficult this circuit is for me in particular. I don't know where I go wrong on it, if I'm going to be honest. AI just seems to be quick around here.
Everyone to sunny Spain, specifically to the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya. So many great moments in Formula One history have been written at this very track over the years, including Michael Schumacher's first win for Ferrari back in '96. That win was in the rain. We might have better weather here today, but we're just as overjoyed to be at the Spanish Grand Prix. It's an updated track.
All right.
And joining me in the commentary box this afternoon, the First Lady of World Motorsports, Naomi Schiff. Now, Ant, you always tell me you know Barcelona almost as well as you know the back of your hand. Given the amount of testing that goes on here and the amount of laps that you and all the other drivers have done, what are the challenges that are left?
Oh, we're P12 now.
Well, this certainly is a favourite track when it comes to testing. And
Some grid penalties. That's not Anthony Davidson, by the way.
You've got corners that are fast,
Callie's
that are
taken a
slow,
penalty,
that are long,
I'm pretty
that are
sure.
short. So there's a lot to think about and a lot to work with. But T9 is one of my personal favourites because it is so challenging. Every time you get there, you think, should I lift or should I stay flat? Well, I tell you, stay flat. Commit.
Okay, this is Mark. Can you hear me? Listen, a points finish might be too much to ask today, but just give it your best shot.
That's the first time I've ever heard that radio. Even they're not confident about my form around Spain. But let's see who's taken some penalties then. So McLaren's still pretty low down. Obviously, like we've jumped up, so I don't know who's actually taken. Callie's definitely taken a penalty, and then there's some other person that took a penalty as well. I think it might have been Russell. I don't know. Mercedes have not been strong this season, but Antonelli being ahead of Russell for once, I think tells the whole story. So, yeah, Russell and Callie Mayer seem to have been the ones to take grid penalties. Let's have a look what the setup is. Softs to me, I don't think that will work. I'm not going to lie. I don't trust the softs in this game. I don't really feel like doing that, to be quite honest with you. I don't really feel like going on the softs at all. Can we do mediums to hards? How much slower is that? Oh, it's 7 seconds slower. What if we do hards to mediums? Yeah, it's a lot slower. I don't know, man. I don't know if I trust the softs. I think the softs would be terrible. Surely I'd want to be on the mediums. I mean, this compared to the... Yeah, it's 8 seconds. Can we make up 8 seconds, though, right? That's the question. Like, we might be slower, but the overall time would be a lot better, in my opinion. I'm leaning like, yes, it's 8 seconds slower, but our chassis is just, the Aston Martin chassis is just pretty whack, and my driving style doesn't seem to work quite right with it, neither. I'm always flat out. I just don't trust the softs. I can't. I'm not doing it. We're going to go for the mediums. It's 8 seconds slower, apparently, but I feel like we could make a decent chunk of that time up. We're P12. What have we got to lose, you know? A lot of people are starting on the softs. So we're definitely going to be a lot slower. Maybe. We'll see. Because those softs, I feel like they'll wear out so fast that it will not matter. I feel like they'll wear out, like, real quick. I don't trust it personally, so I'm going to go on the mediums. Yeah, 4 laps over fuel, isn't that way too much? I just trust what the game tells me, bro. I do the race strategy program, and that usually dictates fuel load. I learned that in F1 23. That's why I always do the race strategy program.
Rain for the time being. Conditions look good.
I drive flat out nearly the whole time, so the fuel gets burnt pretty quick. So it'll be fine. I don't really want to go any lower because I feel like I'll run out of fuel. We should be able to get a pretty good start. Hopefully we can get past Ocon quickly. And then it's fighting for points from there. Got a Williams in P2. I think that's Sainz. He was just looking really quick this whole weekend so far. So, dream weekend for him and all the fans that are here to see him. Hopefully these mediums will be fine. They are a bit cold right now, but it is what it is. I could have been warming them up this whole lap, but whatever. They'll warm up pretty quickly. It is pretty sunny here. Alright, it's a pretty narrow run down to turn 1, so overtakes might be hard to come by.
There, mate. Let's make sure we get the edge on the surrounding drivers as the lights go out.
Okay. Ooh, pretty bad start for Ocon. It's a bit of a space to the left. Bit of space next to Albon. We'll get in there. Oh, Piastri gave me a bit of a scare there. Yeah, lots and lots of dirty air. That's for sure. Yeah, and there comes the grip from Piastri. He was still there on the right though. He did manage to keep it. Let's try and get this move done. There we go. Next up is Antonelli. Mercedes are pretty bad this season, so I'm pretty confident. Past him though? I don't know, man. We'll have to see. Anyway, Piastri might even take this position back, who knows.
Okay, DRS is now available.
Some DRS on Antonelli here, that will help us keep away from Piastri. Not a good corner from me then. Carlos Sainz fastest lap of the Grand Prix. That'll be with the help of DRS.
You're in the top 10.
But we're pretty comfortably ahead of Piastri. See what's happening up ahead. Norris trying to make a move on Behrman. They might slow each other up, which will serve to be a great opportunity for us. Lots of dirty air though. Try and save some ERS around here.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 1.7 seconds.
Don't seem to be making too much progress right now. Well, at least we're in the points, I suppose. It's not the worst result ever. It's no good. Yellow flag's up ahead. Or behind, I'm unsure.
Okay, clear.
It's behind. Jack Doohan out of the session.
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. Yellow flag.
Ah, fuck off. I'm just distracted, man. Just trying to look to see where the person causing the yellow flag was. We're not making enough progress at all. You know, maybe that dude in the chat was right. Maybe the fuel load was too high. I don't know, I never really pay attention to it. I learned my lesson in F123 not to do much with it. So I don't know if it's much different here. We are definitely struggling. Yeah, tyre wear is looking pretty high on these mediums. Can't imagine how the softs would be.
Right, keep pushing, you're gaining on the car ahead.
Antonelli moves to defend, that will be his downfall. Beautiful move from us. See, we wouldn't have got that move, he was just completely over defending, so I'll take that any day. Now we just got to catch up to Behrman. He's just over a second ahead. These mediums starting to come into fruition now, I think.
We're We're approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time.
Oh, that dirty air is vicious. Behrman somehow still hanging on for DRS.
1 second now, well done. Let's try and get past in the DRS zone.
Cars battling ahead, it's Jackson and Norris. Norris carving his way through the field. Slowly, but he's getting there. And that'll slow down these cars ahead. Still side by side. But it's Norris that gets in front of Jackson.
Okay, mate, Piastri's behind. It is critical for our race that we keep them behind, please.
Piastri is actually ahead of us, so... Antonelli's fallen off a cliff. That Mercedes is dreadful, it seems. A bit of a dive there. Didn't mean to. Braked a bit late. It's alright though, didn't really affect us in a bad way. But Jackson seems to be really slowing down. Yeah, that dirty air is absolutely insane, man. Fuck. I can't deal with that. I just can't turn as much as the AI, it seems. They just don't seem to deal with it. Look how much I had to slow down there just to get through that corner.
Okay, we're boxing this lap. Give us the best in lap you can. Gap to
Behrman
your
making the move on Jackson.
3.4 seconds.
Jackson losing 2 positions in one straight. That Red Bull looking really slow. As we look to follow Behrman through up to P7 now. Behrman in P6. Really giving me flashbacks to season 1 this. As we fought Behrman for the final point on the grid around Spain. Here we are again. Well, we should be able to undercut him actually.
I'm afraid we didn't quite meet our
Yeah, those
target there,
objectives
but
are
don't
just
worry about it.
bogus,
Head
mate.
down
I
and
have a
chin up.
pit
Let's
stop
focus
to
on the
worry
rest of this
about.
race.
They're bullshit. I got a pit stop to worry about, bro. Let's not.
Okay, off we go. Back into the race. That was a fantastic stop. Faster than we were expecting.
Okay. So I think that's 12 laps.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
Yeah, finishing the race on these hards. That was a pretty good stint, particularly towards the end, so my idea about going on the mediums instead of the softs definitely worked out there. I'm pretty sure the softs would have been dreadful towards the end and we would have lost positions. It would have been the exact opposite to what we just did with the mediums, so I'm happy with the decision I made there. Yeah, those soft tyres are going to get worse and worse up ahead, so we should be able to gain a decent amount of time. There's Yuki in the pits.
Okay, Yuki is coming in for his stop now.
Here comes Leclerc.
ERS is low, ERS is low.
Oh my
Consider
God.
changing mode on your MFD, or lift a little with gentle braking
Yeah,
into corners
there you
to
go.
recharge it.
There's the receipt. I was hoping we won't make contact, but there really wasn't much I could do there. We're past Jackson, although I think we got past Jackson earlier. Behrman's still out, I'm pretty sure. I don't think he's the one behind Jackson, that must be Ocon. So there is Leclerc, I don't know how far ahead he was.
The car ahead's coming to fit the mediums. Car ahead now running medium tyres.
We got no DRS whatsoever, so we're going to be a sitting duck to Leclerc. I was hoping he'd overtake us on this corner because we'd be able to get him on the next, but on the next DRS zone, but that doesn't seem to be the case here. Norris is 4 seconds up ahead. He made up a ton of time in that first stint.
Tyre condition still looking good.
Goes to show how much better the McLaren is. Let's get out the slipstream. There goes Behrman. We'll slow the car down, get around. Absolutely beautiful. So hopefully those guys start battling. Hopefully Behrman can slow all those cars down.
Okay, gap to the car in front, 5.0 seconds.
Yeah, I don't think we'll catch up to them. You never know what will happen. But yeah, we're making time on Behrman, that's for sure. That's really good. Considering the guys behind him are going to be really dangerous to wherever we could end up. I don't think we're P5 in terms of actual track position. Who knows, we might actually be. Because Sainz is ahead of Gasly. Ah, it's Bortoletto. Right, Bortoletto in the pits. P4 looks to be our ceiling. Which is the best position we've ever had at Spain, mind you, so that's not bad. That's not bad at all. I'm actually really happy with that, all things considered. Leclerc's past Behrman by quite a bit as well. He's already gone a second ahead, so Behrman got really slowed down somehow. Maybe it was the way Leclerc overtook him. But Leclerc is going to start his charge to catch up to us now. Yeah, not going to take long for that Ferrari to get past us. I won't lie. But the moves that we made were pretty pivotal, to be fair. So Sainz is in first, right? That would be Sainz in first. Gasly second. Here comes Leclerc looking to make the move. We can defend that though, because he made it too late. Didn't really slow us down at all, so I'm not too fussed. He'll get us on the next lap.
Okay, gap to the car ahead, 9.0 seconds.
Alright, there goes Leclerc. Looks like we'll be battling with Jackson.
Okay, mate, we're not using as much fuel as we predicted, which means we've got extra performance in hand. So let's push, push, and use it all up.
Yeah, Leclerc is going to be well ahead of us. So we'll be doing battle with Jackson for a bit.
At the moment, the car behind is lapping faster than us by around a second a lap.
Well, he's clearly not quick enough to make the overtake. Where's Yuki?
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 5.6 seconds.
Not too
They're on
far.
old mediums. They're in 14th place.
Oh,
Time last lap,
quite far.
1:14.3.
Here comes Jackson with the overtake. Nothing we can do about that. I do hate this track in this game, I won't lie. I am just not good at it. Something about it just does not click. I mean, I wasn't even good at it at 102. I don't know what I expected at 104, you know. I think we would have been better off moving down to 100 for this particular track. DRS, that's good. That helps us defend against
Okay, mate, we
Piastri.
didn't get what we needed there, I'm afraid. But head down, chin up, and let's focus on the rest of the race. The pace is strong, but be aware these tyres need to go the distance.
Yeah, that's DRS lost. Man, this car is shite.
Gap to your teammate behind, 6.3 seconds.
Yeah, nothing we can do. Back down to P7, there's a good chance Ocon overtakes us as well. Fuck's sake. Yeah, I think maybe the fuel load might be a thing. Might be making the car feel as heavy as it does. I don't know, man. It'll be something to have a look at for next episode, that's for sure.
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
Oops, I'm not looking. I was reading chat. We might be able to battle with Ocon, perhaps. That's a position lost to Ocon, but maybe we can catch up. I don't know. I don't know how quick that Haas is without DRS. Unless it catches up. And I don't know if it will push us out of DRS as well, that's another thing. Verstappen all the way down in P10. Why won't you fucking turn, you fucking shit bastard? Fuck! Alright, last lap. Here we go.
Okay, mate, this is the final lap of the race. Final lap.
Carlos Sainz wins the Spanish Grand Prix with Williams. That's crazy. Yeah, just another bad race at Spain for us, as usual.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Ferme.
Damn, man. Alright. Audio's out of sync again. It always does that. I think it's just the time of day I stream this.
And you can just see how much this means to the fans as well. The energy that they were giving the driver all day today. A race win at home feels like 10 race wins elsewhere.
Damn it. Well, at least we see a surprise victory here.
Well, it's been a long wait for many of our drivers, but the
He was
wait
looking
is
quick
always
all
worth it.
weekend.
Bring them out to the awaiting crowd. It's time for our podium celebration.
Gasly in
But
second.
there can only be one
Norris in
winner,
third.
and that winner today is Carlos Sainz. The top step awaits.
Well, a big win for Williams. That's their first win ever in this series, right? Big moment. Not bad, Williams. Definitely looking like a good car, especially with their recent upgrades, and that is proof of it. Big win for Sainz.
It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action.
Albon all the way down in P14 though. Not good for him. But we got P8, and here's what the standings look like. We've actually gained a position on Max Verstappen. So we're actually 1 point ahead of Verstappen now, 19 points away from Charles Leclerc, and Norris takes the lead of the driver's standings with that P3. And then in terms of the constructors, McLaren and Ferrari, of course, go even further ahead in front of us. So, yeah, not the greatest weekend for us, but it isn't our worst weekend around Spain, I guess, but wasn't our best one neither. It was looking alright. It looks like our rating rival will now be Pierre Gasly, first one to 91 overall. We'll see what happens. We're actually getting close to 91 anyway, so yeah, that doesn't seem too bad at all. And yeah, that's enough for that. So next up is the Canadian Grand Prix for the first time since Season 1. I'm going to keep the difficulty at 104, but I might heed the advice of that chat earlier on. 4 laps over fuel. I mean, I did do the race strategy, that's what the game suggested, but you know, we'll have a look.
This is the perfect opportunity to show the world why you belong in this sport.
Shut up, man. Why do I need to show it? I won the championship last season. Shut up, bitch.
I love working with you.
Be quiet. Right, yeah. Well, that is the end of this episode of F1 25 Career Mode. If you guys liked it, be sure to hit that like button as hard as you possibly can. I will be back in half an hour for our nightly Bloodborne stream. And yeah, for the next episode of F1 25, I will see you guys tomorrow. Till then, peace.